Hello everybody, I'm showing my account for the Rage at Shadow Legends. This is a gacha or hero collector game I've been playing for a couple weeks now, and some of the interaction with my friends and now I'm even saving videos. So the basic thing here is all your experience with previous game collectors, I'm sorry, hero collectors, is going to help you build the way you should progress here. And this is a startup guide in in a, in how to give you direction on what to do and what to avoid. So I started the game a couple weeks ago. I'm level 31, 74k power, a lot of statistics out of energy, arena coins, silver, and those premium coins. There are events going on, lots of activities. What should you do? What should I do? So the first off, you have to pick one of your four starting heroes. I got, because of a few videos, recommended that this one. So this is not helping much because in a way the interface of BlueStack's not fully configured, so I can't read her name. But I heard her and the elves are the best, though basically any one of the four that you can get, you you can if you can get anything better, you can get and evolve up to max level. So with that in mind, anything else that you eventually get with summons, with missions, rewards, uh, you have to make sure they will be useful or they will be food. So to determine that, you may want to cover some of the top 10 lists in the internet and something like that. But basically, for an attacker, as you look at the skills, you want to see AoE skills. So again, this is not helping much in the way that we can read what's going on, but this skill allows her to attack all the enemies in in one attack. And if you look for such skills for this initial or the farmer, as we are going to eventually address this kind of type of unit, we'll have one or even many of those AoE area of effect attacks. And that's how you identify among the attackers. The support units, you may want to find buffs. Buffs that will allow the other units, the attackers, the healers, everyone else, to be able to perform better. And finally, some of the defensive attributes that you may find, or even healing as you move forward. So I would really recommend that every time you get a new hero, you research the internet in a way to determine if you should save this hero or not, because there are two main things we're going over here, and let's go over them. So your strategy splits into two different things you eventually want to do. And bear in mind, I'm not even there. I'm in this way to getting there. So the first thing is you got to take your character to 6-star. Right now I'm 5-star, I'm max 5-star, and I need more food characters that are not usable to feed this character so I can promote it to 6 stars. Promoting the farmer, this unit that's going to eventually be able to um, grow everyone else in your teams, is your first strategy. Do not spread yourself thin. Do not work on several units at the same time. We're going to be covering some of that in a later part of the video, but the idea is you may want to rank, you may want to increase the abilities of this one unit, and you may want to save the other good ones that you're not going to be using for the moment. Do not try to work on teams. this unit is going to carry you through all of the content you require to eventually be able to create more of those and then create the teams you need for the different activities for the mid and late game. For now on, everything you do is trying to invest in this one unit. So what happens if you try to invest in more than that? Nothing. Because in this game, there's no losing. It is just that focusing in one unit, you will get to end game faster. You're going to be able to build teams faster. You're going to be able to clear content faster with less energy, with less silver, with less time. So this is the only waste if you're working on a different direction. If you enjoy working in a different direction, if being the most effective is not your thing, and if you have one unit you really want to join, or if there's a contact you really want to explore, please go ahead and do it. It is just not going to be the most efficient way for you to get to the end game. The second thing, and this actually goes hand in hand with becoming a 6-star farmer, is you want to unlock the campaign mode for the different 3 difficulties. So the first one, the normal one, there are 12 levels. Every one of the 12 levels will have 7 phases, and you need to clear every one of them to be able to go to the hard, and then do the same thing for the 12 levels, 7 phases, and the brutal. As you go forward, better drops, more experience, and that's kind of the point of growing, and better drops, so it's more experience, better drops, more silver. So those are the advantages of moving. Eventually, you want to get to brutal. I'm not there yet. I'm in the last stage of hard. And you're going to get to the ideal farming spot. Eventually, it's going to be 12-3, 12-6. That's where you get the most experience. For that, there are going to be some things you might have to do in order to get that. But let's continue with this for a second. So getting here is your objective. So as you improve the numbers of stars, as you improve the other aspects of this hero, he's going to be able to clear and to go for higher content. Meanwhile, you're getting some of the rewards from this, and I'm going to be covering other rewards for another activity soon. But that should be your main focus. Everything you do, even if it's a side, you're working on a side project, has to be focusing and eventually getting there. When you get there, and that's the real point of why you do that, when you get there, you're going to have the ability of running something, and I'm going to be doing exactly this in a much lower level because that's what I can do. So I'm going to get, let's go here for example. So I'm going to get my farmer that is still level 50, and I'm going to take 3 other characters. Those 3 other characters could be in the future someone else I'm working to create a team or to get a team work better, or they could be food heroes that are going to be growing to feed to other heroes that we're actually going to be using. So the idea is for me to eventually be able to go to the last level of brutal 12, where you get the most experience, and simply do this. Have one hero give you the experience for another 3 heroes. I'm going to be autoing here. this hero that I have, one of the starters, has only one AoE ability. So he will have the AoE, and then in the second run, and clear basically most of the first waves. In the second wave, he will have to attack once and hopefully kill somebody. And then, because his skills are maxed out, he's gonna kill one guy, do AoE, kill one guy, do AoE, and that's where he is not the best for that, but she works okay. So see, hit once, kill everybody else. So what you want to do, and for some reason BlueStack's not showing it perfectly, you need to want to clear that as fast as possible. So first thing is, I was able to give experience to another 3 units with just one being leveled up. I was also able to get some of the, and this doesn't work well, but some gear as a 3-star glove with just one guy. And eventually, when I get to the end, I'm level 60 and I can do 12. I'm getting the best potential silver, the best potential experience. I can see here how much. Again, another of those problems with BlueStack. I should really fix that, at least for next video. And then be able to grow those guys so I can, again, either use them or feed them to other characters. So let's go back here to this clean selection. There you go. All right, so how can I do that? So what is this journey of ours? There are two main resources. Actually, there are a few resources that we need, but the two main resources are energy, so this one, and silver. In order for you to get the energy you need to be able to run those battles, those arenas, well, not the arena because it has a different energy, but those contents, you should really work on missions, on quests, and on challenges. As you do what the missions, challenges, and quests ask you to do, you will be able to experience some of the other contents. So they will direct you even to the arena, but also to the dungeons, to the campaign, to work your gear. And as you do that, you're going to get energy. And as you do that, you're going to get silver. So see here, I'm still level 31, doesn't show, but I am. And I have 1800 energy. I think this morning I had 2300, and I kind of played a lot. So while energy will, with time, will regenerate, it doesn't happen after you go above the maximum levels. And since you're going to be using a lot of that in the beginning, at least depending, of course, depending on how much time you use every day, but and don't burn yourself. Doesn't matter if you play 24/7. You're not going to get late game within days. It's going to take you weeks, months even for you to get a late game. But you need this energy, and this will come from those. You also get silver and even gear coming from those missions, challenges, and quests. So keep following them as you progress. The other thing you need to do is work your character up. So we covered the number of stars you want to have, but your character does have a number of other things that are required for them to do better. So the first obvious thing is the gear. So gear will come also in number of stars. The more stars you have, the stronger the gear can be. I'm sorry. Outside of that, they will have characteristics, main stats and substats. I'm not going to go in depth here, but the three things you really have to pay attention with gear is those gears here, the ones above, they always have fixed amounts of bonuses in the main stats. Let me see if I can read here. Yeah, so. All right. So attack. You see that every one gear you have will actually give you attack here. So this is granted. Everything is going to give you the same. It's just that the more stars you have, the more attack you're going to get from that. So there's not too much to worry about it in here, at least not for those three up here. The substats are what will make them different, as a hard number, 5, 17, or 14, and I don't know for sure what they mean because of the way BlueStacks is showing. Hard numbers are worse and percentages are best. And of course, oh, I can read it here. So this one is a very good one because it gives me crit rate, which works very, very well for a attacker. Speed is fantastic, and you see I have a lot of speed in this character. She has 41 speed more, and I don't even have the second bonus from the other item I'm working on. Um, and then a speed is always a hard number. Okay, there's never a percentage, and it's great the way it is. 13 speed, I think I got 2 or 3 upgrades on the same number. And resistance, it's not only not a very important item for an attacker, and also we have a hard number here, so this is actually the worst part of this one. So the ones you have to really pay attention, the one below, that's where you get the percentages. So let me see if we can. So this one I can read them. This is a crit rate one, a percentage. This is attack percentage, and this is speed. Uh, for an attacker, you may want crit damage, crit rate, attack percentage, and speed. Those would be the most important ones depending on what you have. Also, having the type, which is the third thing, the type of the artifact and how many items you need. So for this one, I don't have the ideal because I'm still looking for gloves, but I need 4 items from this vampiric or whatever it calls it in here set, a lifesteal set. So this is actually good for the early farmers because as they attack, they get some of the damage back as healing. So you may want to have one of those sets, and I believe almost all of those items I got as a new player reward, which is another great way for you to obtain your initial gear for your initial character. Eventually, since this is a 4-piece set, you want to have something else, either a crit damage, crit rate, or a speed, or a attack percentage. 2 piece, so you can have 2 bonuses, and that's not what I have because I'm still working on a replacement for those gloves. And anyway, working on your gear, both in the terms of having them be more stars, having them have main stats or substats that contribute the most with what you require, and finally upgrading them. And you upgrade them by just yeah, it's kind of hard when you can't read. Anyway, yeah, one of those 2 buttons would take you to another screen where you can upgrade. Um, it goes up to plus 16. So you see, for this main characters, everything that I have is at least plus 12. Beware not to invest too much in the 2, 3 star gear. This is going to be very fast. Replace it with 4 or 5 as you do the other content. So I would say with the initial one star gear, don't even bother. With the 2 star gear, go maybe up to plus 4. With a 3 star gear, you can go up to plus 8, unless you have a mission that requires to do differently. And you're very, very soon gonna get some availability on level 4 or level 5 items. So don't worry too much with upgrading that in the beginning. But that's the point. Everything that you have to upgrade as you go. So this is one part of the other things you can do outside of just the levels and the stars. The second part is what you can do. And let me go back here in the tavern. So in the tavern, you can work on the ascension. So you see here, your stars, they, as you get them, they are yellow numbers. Um, so ascending will require you to possess some other resources, and it's pretty simple. If you have them from everything that you had to do, from challenges, rewards, whatever it's going on, you simply click ascend, and then you get a purple or red, I don't know what color that is, star, and this gives you an additional bonuses, making your character stronger. If you don't have something, it's just going to direct you to the specific dungeon that you're going to kill, whatever the case is, and as you progress the levels, and you can use your main character in some of the higher level folders, um, the food characters, which are also called folders. Um, to be able to clear some of the content required for you to move and ascend as much as you can. Um, so again, you have the levels, you have the gear, you have the ascension. The one other thing that you can do, and let me go back here to the character selection, is work on masteries. Masteries will give you some additional bonuses. There are specific dungeons that will give you that. You see that even if okay, I made uh, I don't know, probably a third of my way from 50 to 60 in terms of getting the other characters be ready for me to evolve. I didn't work too much on masteries. I only have 3 of them. And finally, skills. Skills are very important. They will allow you, and again, not showing doesn't help much. They will allow you, for whatever you do better. You can get your skills up by either feeding some of those books. I don't need, those are all max level, so I don't need to feed more. And bear in mind, use the lower end books for lower end characters and save for higher skill levels or higher level characters, the better ones you have. You can also feed the same character. While you can use 2 of the same characters in a game, you may not want to have use in most scenarios for 2 of the same. So what you can do is, as you have another one, you can use and one of them to upgrade one skill level just by feeding duplicates. This is especially good for the characters that drop in the scenarios. So you can actually farm them, do several times the scenarios, and as you do several times the scenarios, you're going to be able to uh, skill up either by having this duplicates or some of the rewards that eventually give you those books. So skills, star levels, ascension points, and gear. So there's a lot of ways you should be working, and everything here you should be working kind of at the same time in order to get those things up and be ready for higher content. So let's work on the final tips here. I covered the first one, identify characters that can be used later, save them. So again, focus mainly on gearing and growing with one character. I have possibly 2 characters. This lady here, she's farmable. You see, she doesn't have a gear as good as the other one. She doesn't have as much experience as the other one, and I'm using her very lightly on the content. And I believe this aptitude here is usable as well. And that's it. I verified, and no one else in my team, including this one that is given by the game, is usable. So although I have invested a little bit in here, he's almost max level, and I actually use him because his gear is not the best, but works okay. Sometimes when she cannot clear a level alone, you can have 2, and if you clear a campaign level with 2 guys and the 2 of them survive, you get the 3 stars you need for the max rewards. So again, Eventually, he's going to be food, she's going to be food, he's going to be food, he's going to be food, and you need one more level 4 to eventually be level 5 food, and several level 4s to feed them to make them level 5. And that's how eventually she's going to get to 60, to 6 stars. So this is one. Two, do not try to upgrade several characters at a time. The problem with upgrading several characters, um, I'm not going to do the maths, but you need several level 3 or probably 100 level 2 characters to be able to create a level 60. So if you work in 2 or 3 characters at the same time, you're not going to be able to go to brutal too soon, because possibly before you have all this energy, all this silver invested to have the 3 of them and the hundreds of food characters you require, you eventually get there, but it's going to take a lot of time. It's much better for you to simply work on one, and then you can save what you need and eventually grow then and start building the teams for the different contents as you use this one character to have everybody go up. Um, it's not the opposite, but I'm still talking about working on one character, but you have to multitask. And by multitasking, what I mean is doing different activities to go for different uh, um, rewards. So if you're working on a challenge, for example, if you may want to work with the daily quests, and you may have here something asking you to do, and if those things are aligned with an event, and if that at the same time as you're going up and getting XP, you're farming some gear, for example. So, for example, I already said my main character requires a speed glove for the set I'm building here. So whatever I can do, so let's spend 50 energy. It's one of the daily quests. So if I can spend 50 of the energy upping my main character and the fodders, the food characters here in this stage, eventually I'm gonna get the XP for everybody that I need, the mission that I need done, the daily quest, and I'm looking for my crit chance 3-star, 4-star gloves. So that's what I mean by multitasking. You may want to try to work on different activities that help you ascend, get you skill levels, get you gear, and so you can get some of the lots of things at the same time while you're doing some of the activities. There are so many things you can do in this game. You wanna those activities will actually take you there. So some of the several dungeons you have, I probably did only the ones that I needed for. I don't know, maybe all of them. I don't know, but for the ascension and also for the quests, so I could build the energy I needed. But again, try to try to do contents that will help you with the most rewards for the several different items you have. Some of the events are especially good, and we'll give. There are two very good events going on right now, and they'll give you a lot of reward. So let's take this one that's going on for another week. So depending on how much you level characters, which is perfect because that's my main focus right now, you get different rewards. So I'm about to get a level 5 attack item, which is going to be good. I can work this item for some of the units I'm working on. And then if I continue moving on, I eventually be able to get my first 6-star level. And this is a new unit, but supposedly very good. I can get summon items. So very, very, very good. We just need to be able to work some of the objectives at the same time, as I was saying. And then I kind of refer to you have to progress your gear levels, star levels, ascensions, masteries, and skill. A little bits of that. So don't go and try to rush. You may not have the level to do everything, so you may not have the level to get the last piece of the ascension you need. It's not a problem. Go and work on your gear for some. Get the silver you need to upgrade your gear. get the from the missions the energy you need to run more, do your um, whatever you have to do. And again, as you do some of those things, eventually you're going to get your 6 star. I didn't really start with this drive. I had to watch a little bit of videos here and then over the internet um, in order to focus that. So look, I'm not, I don't care right now for my level 31. I could be maybe higher if I was focusing on that. But this outside of some reward from the new player reward, this gives me nothing else. I'm not. It just increases the energy or lets you play new content, but I don't have the power to do that. Also, power doesn't mean too much in the sense that as you kill the folders, the power is going to go down actually, and it's not a big deal until you really get some stable level 6 that you're not going to be killing. You're going to have it up and down. So, and this gives you nothing. It is again the ability to create more characters faster that you want to go. One last piece of thing. Um, so you're saying, so I was saying, go for Brutal 12-12, and you're gonna get stuck in many levels before you get there. So clearing several times something that allows you to go faster. So work on your type of hero. So my water hero works better versus certain type of heroes, so may perform better in the stage, and this may save me real life time. So maybe he does a 20-second clear in one item, and then when I go for fire, for example, I may fail or do it in a minute. So if I can't do it in the 20 second, let me say I'm going for hard. I'm not in brutal yet. Hard, this speed set thing, and I'm at the same time farming the 3 star character that is dropping there. And I can do that in 30 seconds. So that's perfect. I'm not gonna go for the seventh or eighth because I'm struggling there. And it's gonna take me a minute, and even though I do have the energy to do several runs, I don't have the entire day to keep running those. So whatever you do faster, you may want to stick with this level for a little bit of time until you're really ready to go to the next one, and you can start farming the next type of hero, next type of gear as you progress. Keep selling your 2 stars, 1 star gear so you can get more silver, and just go on. Um, I would like to thank my two buddies. Again, I don't know if you're gonna. It's not possible reading their names, but Workin and uh, Ubit. Um, Raid is like the 10th game of this kind, maybe more. It does have its uh, uniqueness in the way its art is very well done, and it doesn't really bring anything too new, but it does very well. It's very balanced. Um, so it's been a nice experience. But as those two guys jumped in, um, I got this uh, will to play it more, and although interactions are limited in this game, it's good enough that we're in the same guild and everything. So thank you guys for being part of that. Let's hope we all have a lot of fun and grow our characters and our guild in a way that um, we can enjoy ourselves. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a good one. Later.